Hi, good evening everyone, and a huge welcome to our business presentation this evening. Before I start, I just want to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about how I became involved with Forever Living Products. So my name's Rachel Forshaw, and I'm an ex-police officer. I joined the police in 2006 and I absolutely loved my job. It was brilliant, really exciting. I was one of them probably annoying police officers that did actually enjoy going into work because a lot of people don't enjoy it. The best thing to come from my career was I met my gorgeous husband there on the right. We were both on the same shift pattern at work, so it worked quite nicely that basically we were always on our same days off, and we could do things together quite a lot. The problem then came when he got moved first, got put on a different unit, and then I got put on a totally different shift pattern. And then basically we were planning our wedding, and I just turned around to him one day and said, there's absolutely no way, when we're married and we've got kids, that we're going to carry on like this. We didn't even know who was looking after the dogs, and we were just passing each other on the motorway every day, and there was no way I was going to do that for, when I had children. So in 2010, I left the police and I went and bought myself a flower shop, which is a totally random career choice, seeing as I had no experience in the industry at all. I'd never even worked in a shop before, so don't even ask me how I got involved in that, but basically it was a big, brave move, and in 2010, that's what I started doing. Absolutely loved the career choice I made. It's obviously really creative, met loads of lovely different people, and I'm still actually at my shop today. So that was in 2010. On the screen there you can see both of our children. So Faith there on the right, she was born in September 2012. Yeah, that's right, 2012. And it was great because I worked on my own at the shop and we used to go together, just me and Faith, every day. I had absolutely everything there, I had a cot, a swing, a crib, you name it, chairs, everything. And we used to get up in the morning, go to the wholesaler, she'd come round with me. She was such a good baby, and made it really, really easy. So it was perfect, absolutely perfect. The problem then came, not a problem really, the little boy on screen there, Dominic, my son. We fell pregnant pretty much straight away. So Dominic was actually born 10 months and 10 days after Faith was. Being self-employed, I went back to work after 5 weeks, and I'd had a cesarean as well. So I went back to work after 5 weeks with both children and just myself. Luckily, my dad had taken 3 weeks off work, just to sort of help me settle back in and, sort of help me with the kids and what have you. And one day I was stood there, basically I had a pile of orders to make up. Dominic was crying, I just couldn't soothe him. The phone would be ringing, then I had customers coming in the shop, and I stood there and I just said to him one day, what am I going to do? I can't cope with this. And putting them in childcare wasn't an option for me because I'd obviously left the police so that I could be with my kids, and I didn't have to miss out on any opportunity. I mean, when I was growing up, my parents were always at home with us. My dad used to work days, so your normal 9 to 5 kind of job, and my mum would work permanent nights doing absolutely anything she could where she'd be on nights. So she used to be working at Asda, stacking shelves, she'd work in a nursing home, anything so that me and my brother didn't have to go into childcare, and that's what I wanted for my kids. So at this point in time, while I was talking to my dad, I just said, my mum's not enjoying work where she is, shall I ask her to come and work for me? So 4 weeks later, my mum had given up work and she came to the shop and she helped me out every day of the week. The problem with that was, obviously, I'd had my own money coming in, and that money was spent on my shop bills and then my household bills, and I was comfortable. But then I had a wage to pay, and it took a massive knock on the money situation. So I basically got to the point where I'd got overdrafts on my business account and my personal account, and I was just not earning enough from my shop to pay both my mum's wage and all the bills, and enough to cover what I needed from my business. And it was spiralling, it was getting out of control to the point where I really was frightened of checking my online banking. It frightened me to death, and I just couldn't see a way out of it. And luckily, a lady I used to work with, actually I worked with her and her husband in the police. She sent me a message one day just saying, do you not fancy selling Forever Living in your shop? I asked her what it was. She said it was health and well-being. I laughed because basically I've always been quite a fit person, quite sporty and active, but I've never really at that point thought about what goes into my body or on my body really. I just sort of just got on with my day-to-day sort of healthcare regime, and that was it, very basic, never been into beauty or anything like that, so it wasn't my cup of tea. So I thought, so just being polite, I asked obviously loads of different questions, and every answer that came back I was pleasantly surprised and thought, oh, actually that sounds all right. So I asked another question thinking, right, I'll catch her out in a minute, and basically I totally exhausted my list of questions, and I realised after just, well, probably a full day's worth of question asking, I had nothing to lose. You know, I was in a really bad situation. There was money to be earned with an opportunity. It's something that I could fit in around obviously the kids and Adam and obviously my shop. So yeah, why not? So I joined the company just a couple of days after that, and that was in April 2 years ago. So for me at the time, I was absolutely desperate just for £200 to £300 a month. That's all I needed to survive, basically. That was bread and butter, that was it. Just £200 to £300, and that was enough for me. And for 11 months, that's what I did. I retailed the products that I'm going to show you tonight. Carried on like that for 11 months. There are different sides to this business, which I will talk you through. I didn't feel in the beginning of my business like I had enough time. Time is a big issue for a lot of people, and being busy at my shop, it's 6 days a week. Obviously got 2 young ones. Obviously if you've got kids, you'll know the older they get, the demands get different, and Adam still works shifts. So I felt I didn't have time to push my business anymore. And then it was in March last year, I basically thought, no, I've actually got more time than I think. I was watching people around me building phenomenal businesses, and they had no different time restraints than I did. So I changed the way that I was running my business, and hit the first 3 promotions that there are on the marketing plan, hit those within 4 months, which has resulted in me earning now a full-time wage, and I'm still working it very part-time, around 6 days a week at the shop and the kids and Adam. So for me, what does it hold in the future? It's an unbelievable opportunity, this. I cannot explain it. I mean, for me personally, within the next probably 12 months, it's going to be me and Adam at home full-time with the kids, because I need to get my husband out of that job. He doesn't enjoy it. It's obviously a dangerous job. I've been there, I've worked there, I know exactly how it works, and it's only getting worse. So that is my main goal, but to give us the flexibility that will come with that, you know, having choices in life, obviously not having to apply for time off work and all that sort of thing, being able to be there for the kids, for the rest of the family, being able to travel. I'd love to be able to just go on holidays, because for me, while I've got my shop, if I need to go on holiday, basically, before my mum came especially, I'd have to shut the shop. So not only was it costing me the money to go away, I was then losing, say, 2 weeks worth of earnings. And not just that, potentially the people that would have been coming for orders that week or the 2 weeks, they're going to go somewhere else, and potentially I've lost a customer there altogether. So it was always a big risk if ever I went away, and I think I've only had 2 holidays actually in the 6 years that I've had my shop. So yeah, and for me, another big one, what this business is going to allow for me is financial freedom. Although I've started earning this full-time wage, and it is coming obviously so handy, between me and my husband, we have got quite a lot of debts, and 12 months ago, 2 years ago, there was no way I would have been able to afford it all. I'd have been literally tied into these debts for at least another 25 years, and that is frightening. I know with this business I'm going to get that boxed off in, you know, a fraction of the time, put it that way. So I'm just going to, this picture, by the way, is an old picture, so I've just got another picture just so you know who's talking to you tonight. So that's me now, looking a little bit different. We don't have many family photographs. So I'll go on to the presentation. So You can't change your life if you don't change your thinking. Now this opportunity is different. It's amazing, but it is different. So if you think about it, if you're still doing the same things you're doing today in a year's time, then you're still going to be in exactly the same situation. So we all face different challenges in our current life. Obviously everybody's different. Some people are working longer hours and you're not getting recognised for it. The worst bit is if you're working longer hours and not getting paid for it. I think that's just a crime. People have longer commutes. Obviously journeys are getting longer, there's more cars on the road, traffic's getting worse and we're spending more and more time in the car. I know people that travel 2 hours each way every day to their jobs. That's like an extra 4 hours on top of your working day. There's obviously a lack of job security, as we're hearing all the time. More and more people are being made redundant. And then pension options, they're not what they used to be. So people are looking at different ways that they can either build up a pension from scratch or to top up their existing funds. I mean, my husband in particular in the police, their pension scheme has changed so much recently. It's ridiculous. They're making them work longer, paying in more and getting a massive, massive cut of what they would have got in the end anyway. So yeah, so that's one of the other reasons why people face a challenge. So what do we need? Basically, like I said, what I need, I know what I need for myself, but everybody's different. What might you be looking for, both in your job and outside of work and just in your day-to-day life? Is it an improved lifestyle? To have more time to travel, for example, or to have that car you've always wanted to drive? Is it financial independence? You might want to be debt-free. How nice would that be? I cannot wait for that day. Or just to earn some extra cash or to top up your pension. It could be a new way of working, the ability to work from home, to be your own boss, and to be able to help other people. And it could be success. I mean, many of us aren't recognised in a good way in the workplace anymore. Obviously, you're more likely to be recognised for being late for work than the hard work that you put in. So it might be that you're looking just for a simple pat on the back when you've done something good, and believe me, there is absolutely loads of this with Forever. And it could be your health. You might want less stress, just a healthier way of living and an improved lifestyle. And all of this is underpinned by a peace of mind and a sense of security. So, Forever Living Products, who are we? So we were founded in the USA by a bloke called Rex Morn, which is the gentleman there on the right. We were founded in 1978, so almost 38 years ago. We're a family company with family values. Rex still heads the company even today, and it's supported closely by his son and other board members that were there basically when the company was first founded. So it's very different to a lot of corporate companies where the senior management changes so often, and with all these different changes you get, obviously everything changes, your protocols, everything. When they change the management team, obviously if you've worked in a corporate role or any role, even in like the police, it was ridiculous the changes that were brought in when they brought a new management team in. So the consistency with this team by being run by the same people from its inception, and basically that's how it's here to stay, that's how they like it, that's how it's going to be for the rest of the company's history. We're also the world brand leader in our field, and here on screen we have our Forever mission statement, which I'll just read out to you. So we will create a profitable environment where individuals can with dignity be what they want to be, where integrity, empathy and fun are our guides. So how many companies do you know that have got fun in the mission statement? I know I don't know of any. This basically is a testament to the type of business that we're in and the culture of the family that run it and the culture that they've created. There we go, that's this one. So as you can see from the graph, basically our business has grown consistently since day one. Even during the recessions during the 80s and 90s and the recent double dip, where lots of companies have been folding, Forever have still enjoyed this consistent growth. This is because in times of austerity, people still need consumable products, which we provide, such as your shampoos, toothpaste, deodorant, supplements, health tonics. And also during these times, many people were turning to Forever as a way of replacing incomes that were lost or supplementing diminished earnings received within the recessionary period. So basically, as you can see, our business is absolutely booming. So Forever, where we're up to, sorry. So we are now basically, it says there 150 plus, we're now in 158 countries worldwide. So basically what this means is there's 158 countries across the globe that have given our business model and our products their seal of approval. This number is always growing. I mean, it's grown at least a few since I joined just 2 years ago, and we're constantly expanding into new markets each year. We've got a global turnover of over $2.6 billion. Now that is absolutely huge. In addition to that, we've over $1.5 billion worth of income producing assets. So that just illustrates the sheer size of the company. This is basically down to the property. So say for example in the 158 countries, we own outright all our head office buildings. So in the UK, our head office is Longbridge Manor and it's in Warwick. In the USA, there's a number of locations within the USA, but probably the most exciting one is South Fork Ranch. Now we own South Fork Ranch. People who probably used to watch Dallas, it featured on Dallas, so that's basically we own that. Previously, we've touched on the experienced senior management team that's been there since the start, and we are completely cash rich and debt free. Now this was really important to me when I started because I didn't want to get involved in a company that basically was going to be sort of here today, gone tomorrow. And in addition to this, we don't have any shareholders or investors, so it's a family run company with strong family values. There's nobody sort of in control in terms of shareholders. So this building here is our head office over in Warwick, like I just said earlier. So Forever in the UK have been operating since 1993 and they turned over £75 million worth of sales in 2014. So 75 million. And then basically within the following year, that grew to 135 million. So as you can see, from 2014 to 15, from 75 million to 135 million, this shows the momentum that's going on within the business. So there really is no better time to join. On the screen there in the top right, you can see we've got a couple of little logos, if you will. So we have the Investors in People Gold Award, which is basically a testament to the amazing training and development programs that we have within the company. So as you heard earlier, I'm not from the health and wellness background. I knew nothing about it at all. Didn't know anything about any of the sort of products that we'll be dealing with. But that really doesn't matter because the training that you get really is first class, and I've just learned everything that I needed to know as I've gone along. We're also a member of the award-winning Direct Selling Association, which is basically a governing body that regulate the market in which we operate. So now onto our products. Obviously, we'd be nothing without a phenomenal product range. They underpin the whole business and they give us real integrity to what we actually do at Forever. So how many people have reached for the aloe when you've, say, been on holiday? I know I have in the past. I knew aloe vera used to be within my after sun. I've always had something with aloe in for my after suns. You can find it in all sorts of things like moisturisers, other sort of personal care products. So it's a very well-known and simple sort of product, and it's, to be honest, it's even an additive in toilet rolls, isn't it? So there's a reason basically why it's in so many products, and the reason dates back thousands of years when aloe vera used to be used by earlier civilizations, because just the amazing properties that it has and its legendary uses have been passed down through time and enhanced by different innovation and centuries of experience. So here at Forever, we're the number one within the world. We're the number one grower of aloe vera, and we're the world's largest beekeepers as well. We use no insecticides, pesticides or fertilisers in our products, which is obviously a very, very good thing. We only use the inner leaf of the plant, so the inner part of the aloe vera plant. which is the part that contains all the goodness, the nutrients, the minerals, which has basically the healing and the health benefits. So we remove the outer part of the leaf. It's no beneficial properties to it with the products, and we put that actually back into the ground as a fertiliser. So that's something that we use obviously as our fertilisers. We've got, I didn't understand this to be honest when I first joined, but basically we've got a patent on the stabilisation process. And how this works is when you remove the inner part, the inner gel, the inner leaf gel, when you remove it and it hits the air, it oxidises. So if you think about a banana, when you peel it and you leave it on the side, it goes brown, it goes a bit off. So the same thing happens to the aloe vera. So to prevent it from happening and going off, we dip it in lemon juice, which basically prevents the oxidisation and it keeps it fresh. So we have this patent process, so basically no other company can copy what we do, and basically we produce the most natural, dense and nutritious, rich aloe that we can obviously consume. In addition to that, all our products are aloe with and not with aloe. So basically that means that the aloe is our main ingredient in our products, and it's not an afterthought for marketing purposes. So it's the most concentrated version on the market, which is why the health benefits of other products are just from all our products are just so fantastic. And all of this makes our products of just the most superior quality to anything that you're ever going to get on the market. So here in the UK we have an advisory board, which basically they're instrumental in shaping how we're able to help and support so many people with our products. So as I mentioned before, with my background I have no knowledge of aloe vera, so having a team of specialists on hand to help is just amazing. So I'll just talk you quickly through who we've got here. On the left hand side we've got Dr. Peter Atherton. He is a GP. He left his GP practice and he went to Oxford University. He wrote a paper all about aloe vera and its medicinal purposes. He's considered to be one of the leading authorities on aloe vera and its medical applications worldwide. We've then got Dawn Parker, who's a qualified nutritionist. She's our weight management and beauty expert. Next we've got David Urch. Now he's a practicing veterinary surgeon, and he was actually the vet for the UK horse team at the Beijing Olympics. He knows firsthand how amazing our products are for animals. And then lastly on the right hand side we've got Louise Riley. She's our skincare, cosmetics and sports product advisor. So we basically here at Forever, we're so proud to have various different seals of approval with our products, which I'm just going to cover with you now. So firstly is the Aloe Science Council. They basically check our range independently every year for the purity of the aloe vera. We also have the kosher, Islamic and halal ratings, which is obviously important these days as we live in such a diverse society. So it's important that we have something suitable for everyone. And while our products are great for animals, we do not test on animals. They're completely cruelty-free. One of the most powerful stamps on here for me is the 60-day money-back guarantee. So if, for any reason, your customer isn't satisfied with one of the Forever products, we basically offer a no-quibble 60-day money-back guarantee. So for me, this was one of the questions I was asking when asking the lady who I joined with. If, for example, somebody came back to me with a product and it hadn't worked, I would give them basically the full refund. I'm also not out of pocket because Forever replaced that product for me, and I can then go and sell it to somebody else. So as a business owner, you're not at a disadvantage. But what sort of a strong message does that send, to a customer? I think as a company, they obviously believe in the products so much that they would offer that. You can't go in Boots or Asda or something and, buy a couple of them, whatever, and then within 60 days, take it back empty and say, do you know what, I want my money back, it's rubbish. They'll just laugh at you, won't they? So, even if somebody wasn't happy with the product and they do get the money back, how much of a strong message does it send in terms of the customer service as well? I think that is unbelievable. And apparently, within the 38 years of Forever, less than 1% of the products have actually been returned, and that includes the breakages as well. So that is a true testimony to obviously how amazing the products are. So down on the bottom, basically, it lists the different types, the wide range of markets that we're actually present in. So we have products within the health and wellness, fitness and weight management, beauty and cosmetics, animal and home, and different product packs as well. So there's obviously diverse market areas that we cover. You can specialise in one, you can dip in and out of them all. For me, I like to sort of focus mainly on the fitness and weight management and the beauty and cosmetic side. You know, we do over 200 products. You're not expected to know everything about all the products. You pick which your favourites are, you learn all about it, and basically if somebody comes to you and asks you a question, it's something that you don't know about, we've obviously got so much support on hand that you can just go away and find the answer out for them. So that's entirely up to you, obviously, which areas you want to cover. So who buys our products? Well, basically absolutely everybody you know. So it could be a mum at the school gates, your close friends, people you know at the gym, or if you're part of a local sports team or something, anybody with pets, your family members, your mum, your dad, your sister, brother, nan, granddad. See where I'm going with this? Basically, absolutely everybody is a potential customer because of the diverse range of products that we actually do. So would I use the products myself? Yeah, absolutely, of course I would. And in fact I do. I've used various products and obviously in the past I've just sort of picked up anything off the shelf and not really thought about it, but since I've joined Forever I've tried all the various different types of products that we do and I've fallen in love with all of them. I can't tell you how good they are, they're amazing. So basically now I would never go anywhere else other than using our Forever products. If you want to build a successful business with Forever, you need to use the products yourself. Obviously you can't recommend something or sell it as such, not that we do sell, we recommend, but you can't sort of promote something, if you will, unless you've used it and tried it and you've fallen in love with it yourself. So that's basically part of what we do. We use the products, fall in love with them, and you become your best customer. You see the benefits for yourself and also your family that are going to be using them, and then naturally you do start to share it. You're either going to look noticeably different and people will start noticing a difference anyway, or you just feel amazing, so you're going to start telling people you want to share, you know, obviously what it is that you're using and try and share that so that other people feel exactly the same. So I'll just talk you through just a few of my favourite products personally. So right in the centre of the screen there you'll see a yellow bottle, that's our drinking gel. So it's drank as a daily tonic. First thing in the morning you take a shot of it. The best way I ever explain this is I always feel, you know when you feel good in your own skin, it's the best way of explaining it. When I drink that every morning, you know, I can't tell you how good it actually makes you feel, just in every single way. It works wonders for my skin, the balance of my hormones for my skin, especially since having my kids. So I would not be without that every single morning. We've got another product that's called a propolis cream. So the propolis cream, I've got a lot of customers that use it for certain types of skin, and for me I've always struggled with my skin on my face. It's always been a bit dry, and especially being a florist, my hands have always been, well, like a mechanic's really. They're not very feminine at all. They're in and out of water, they're dealing with woody stems, they're dealing with thorns, they're awful, they really are. But by using the propolis cream on my face every day, I obviously ended up with it on my hands, and my hands are in such good condition I cannot be without the propolis cream at all. And another product that I absolutely love, it's not actually there featured on the screen, but it's called the Therm tablets. So these are actually part of one of our other products that we do. It's called a C9, which is a cleanse. So the Therm tablets are basically, they give me so much energy, and obviously being a busy mum working 6 days a week and then running this business as well, I need all the help I can get. So the Therm tablets are a must for me. I always carry them in my handbag. So a great way to get involved with Forever, basically on the screen here is our starter pack. This contains everything obviously there on the screen, all the products that you can see, the literature, brochures, receipt pads, order pads, there's all sorts in there. So just like any business, basically like a carpenter who needs tools, if you're going to open a cafe, you'd need premises and obviously the bits, a hairdresser would need a scissors. So in order to start a successful business with Forever, you need to get your hands on some products and the business literature. So basically this will get your business and your new venture off the ground in the best way possible. There we are. So there on screen, obviously the edition that we just added, the 199.75. This is the starter pack. We also call it a business owner box or business in a box, various different names. But this has been put together by Forever to basically give you all the tools that you need to ensure that you're successful and to get you off to the very best start. It's been heavily discounted, so for the 199.75 you actually get over £300 worth of our top selling products to start to use, to then fall in love with them. You'll naturally recommend them to others, and therefore you start earning straight away. It contains all the literature, documentation that you're going to need to start your business. You even get your own website within that price. I mean, for me, with my shop, my website cost me £240 a year, and my business itself cost me £30,000. So when I was asking about this business and she said it cost me just under £200 and I get nearly 300, well, just over 300 quid's worth of products, it was a total no-brainer for me. So this box based on screen is how I got started. It's a license to start trading and start earning straight away. And basically you can start trading in all the 158 countries that we were saying before. So now we've covered the products, I'm going to talk to you about the exciting part, which is obviously the money. So before I started with Forever, I did my research obviously into the company. I saw the questions I needed to do. Mainly I did it to find fault, but obviously I didn't find anything, did I? So what I needed to do was make sure that this company was obviously an ethical company if I was going to get involved with it. So on the screen here, basically there's something I need to read to you. So it is illegal for a promoter or a participant in a trading scheme to persuade anyone to make a payment by promising benefits from getting others to join a scheme. Do not be misled by claims that high earnings are easily achieved. Examples of income potential are not guaranteed, but they are realistic illustrations of what can be achieved with hard work. So obviously, as well as researching the business, I also researched the products and the markets that we're in, just so that I was absolutely sure there was an opportunity to build a business. Obviously behind the products and the range that we offer, there's no point in getting involved if it's a dying marketplace. So as it says on the screen there, the vitamins and supplements, the market itself within the UK, it's worth £660 million. The beauty sector, 8.4 billion. That is insane. And sports and nutrition, £90 million within the UK. So these are all growing, and it shows the vast market potential within the UK. So, you know, now as you've heard earlier, the turnover within Forever within the UK was 75 million in 2014 and 135 for 2015. You know, we're quickly growing, but when you compare it to the sizes of those on the screen, you can see that there's a massive, massive scope for potential with our products to hit the marketplace even more. So as I mentioned before, potential retail customers are absolutely everywhere. You know, people at work, people at the gym, people at the school gates, anybody you care about basically. So what is it we do? Right, so first of all, we use the products ourselves and obviously become your own best customer. You'll then feel and see the benefits and naturally share them with your family. And when they try them, they'll obviously love them too, and they'll repeat buy. Your mentor will provide you with obviously all the help that you're going to need to build up your client base, and basically you're only expected to look after 20 to 30 regular customers. So this opportunity isn't about you building hundreds and hundreds of customers. It's, you know, rather a small number, which you give a really an excellent and personal customer service to. That's what we're big on, you know, amazing customer service. So by retailing the product, you can earn roughly £200 to £400 a month. So how would you like an extra £200 a month? You know, what would it do for you and your family? Would it pay off some debts? Can you go on holiday? Will it make Christmas more affordable this year for once? Most people I know would welcome that extra couple of £100 a month. This can be life-changing for some people. It certainly was for me. You know, it was just enough money to stop me slipping further and further into my overdraft every single month. If you wanted to do more than obviously retailing, you can begin to build a team, basically where you're all doing exactly the same thing. So have a think now, do you know of at least 2 people who would like to earn some extra money each month? I'm sure everybody can think of at least 2 people in their lives that would welcome an extra couple of £100 a month. So all we do is basically show these people what we do, tell them about the opportunity, and to then mentor them, you know, to get up and running if they decided the opportunity was for them or not. And this is how it works. So multiplying your time by helping other people, basically. So if you find just 2 people that are looking to earn an additional income every single month, then within your business you're looking after an additional 40 customers. If your 2 team members then both know 2 people who would like to earn extra income, then obviously you're looking after a team of 6, which then increases to a group of 120 customers, and you'll see it starts to grow. So basically by the end, if you look at that, when you start, it's the power of numbers really. When you've basically got all these new team members and they're all bringing in 2 people each, you know, as you can see on the screen there, you're looking after 600 customers. We call that a manager business, and a new manager earns approximately £800 to £2,000 a month, working very part-time, so part-time between 8 and 10 hours a week. You know, you can grow your business as much as you want, obviously within the timescales that you've got. It doesn't always happen obviously like this, 2 by 2 by 2. Life in itself isn't as symmetrical as that, is it? So some people might find 3, some will find a lot more. Some don't find any because they literally want to retail like I did at the beginning. So my first 11 months I was just retailing, so I didn't bring anybody into the business. So you can expect to achieve this basically within your first 5 months if you're following our manager program. It can happen a lot quicker. So from the day I decided to start bringing people into my team, it took me 4 months. I have a manager in my team and it took him just 5.5 weeks before he hit the manager promotion. So basically the more people that you help, the more that you earn, because you get paid on your total turnover of products sold by all the members within your team. So basically if you think of, obviously we've just done power of 2, if we went for the power of 5, so 5 people in your team all looking after their own customers, so you've got 5 people, you're then looking at 100 customers within your team. Of those 5, if they know 5, you're then on a team of 25 with 600 customers. If they know 5 people, then obviously they know 5 people. You're then going up to 125 team members and 3,100 customers. And then basically as you can see there, so it goes up. So a team, you'll have 780 within your team and you're looking after 15,600 customers. Now that is not possible to do obviously on your own. This is obviously how it works with network marketing. Obviously if your team members are bringing in other team members and you're all looking after your own customers each, that's how quickly you can end up with a big business. There obviously, like I said before, there isn't enough hours in the day to look after this many customers. So there's many people within our team building miles bigger businesses to this, you know, a lot bigger. Alright, so the 780 and the 15,600 customers, which is just insane if you was trying to do that yourself. So As you build your team, you'll have people within your business that want to look at achieving what you have, so they want to get to manager too. So this business itself is totally different to anything corporate wise. You know, within Forever, we help people achieve what we've achieved. No one's fighting for the same job. So, you know, there's a saying within our business actually, you're in this for yourself but not by yourself, because there's so much support around you. So these people that you're helping to achieve manager can be anywhere in the world, can be anywhere in the UK. So with the power of Skype, FaceTime, the internet, it really doesn't matter. You can literally, you know, you can have somebody on your doorstep, you can have somebody on the other side of the country, and you're still dealing with them in exactly the same way and coaching them as you would, you know, anybody else that's closer to home. And in fact, obviously, like I say, your team members can be anywhere in the world. So anywhere within the 158 locations that we operate, you know, you truly have an international business reaching out to different people overseas. So achieving manager and helping others to achieve manager, it then opens up the door to what's called a royalty style income. So if you think of a singer or an author, they earn money every time a book's sold or their song's played, like the Harry Potter book. So J.K. Rowling gets some money every time that something to do with Harry Potter is brought out. The principle is exactly the same here. That's how we work. So what's your potential income? So as a manager, you can expect to earn £20,000 a year working part-time. So many people do this in addition to a full-time job, and obviously the extra £20,000 a year can be life-changing. Like I said before, I'm still running this around my shop at the minute. So the next promotion that you can get, if you have within your team, if you have people that want to earn that full-time income, if you manage to help 2 people within your team achieve that manager position, you will then become what's called a senior manager. So you'll be earning about £35,000 a year, and that's part-time. So I certainly don't know of anywhere where you can earn that sort of money working part-time. It's just phenomenal. And then when your managers become managers, basically what happens is as you develop a manager within your business, they become quite self-sufficient. You know, they're obviously quite a well-established leader already in their own right, and they can look after their own teams. So you can sort of let go of the reins a little bit, and you then obviously free up a little bit more time to go and find your next set of managers and help develop those. So if you help then, say, 5 people to get to manager, this is when you become what's called a soaring manager. So when you're a soaring manager, you're earning £60,000 a year. As an average, these prices really are, these amounts, sorry, are really, really average. So how exciting is that? 60,000, lovely. And then if you help 9 people get to the manager position within your team, you become what's called a sapphire manager. So sapphire managers average £120,000 a year. I mean, for most people, a 6-figure income is just unimaginable. But you can see that by helping people with both the health and obviously helping them build a business, how you can achieve this. It's just 9 people who want to earn that extra full-time income. So remember when I was saying before about the ethical slide, these figures, they really are very average. In our team, we are not average. We try and obviously strive to be miles better than what's classed as average. So many people within our team are earning far significant sums compared to what's going to be shown on screen here. So after that, we've then got what's called a Diamond Sapphire Manager. So Diamond Sapphire Managers is helping 17 people within your team. And then we've got Diamond Manager. So Diamond Manager is basically helping 25 people. Now, this is the top level that's been achieved within the UK to date. There's a lady who's in Germany. She achieved, I believe, Diamond Manager within just 2 years. So 350k plus. So after Diamond Manager, we've got another sort of promotion level. This is called Double Diamond. You get this by helping 50 people. This lady in Germany, apparently she did it within just 4 years. So she managed to get 50 people to manage her within just 4 years. So that could be you. Anybody that's listening in tonight, you know, you could be the next Diamond, Double Diamond Manager. There's absolutely no limit to what you can earn, and I mean no limit. It's an uncapped earning potential. Right, and if you think all that doesn't sound good enough, it seriously just gets better. So we have within the company a wide range of incentives. We've got local incentives within our teams, but we've got some company run incentives as well, just to sort of keep you motivated and driven. So once you're a manager and you build a business of a certain size, the company will pay up to £6,300 a year extra to you each month, each year, directly coming to you. So basically it's called earned incentive, but it comes as a monthly cash payment. So some people obviously use it for a car. In the UK we actually nickname it car plan. It goes quite nicely to obviously a car payment each month, but you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to put it towards school fees, holidays, paying off the mortgage quicker, use it for whatever you want. Now, I'm guessing most people who are listening tonight like to travel. Most people do, but how about travelling for free? How about travelling for free with spending money, staying in 5-star hotels? It's just unbelievable. So recent destinations that we've been to are Singapore, Cancun, they've recently been to Johannesburg in obviously South Africa, and the next trips are Greece in October, and then the 2 trips for next year are going to be Dubai and then a cruise which is going around Barcelona, Rome and Monte Carlo. And it really, really doesn't stop there. So after that we've then got an incentive which is basically profit share. So because we're a privately owned business, we don't have any shareholders to obviously keep happy really and give them a cut of the profits. So the chairman every year decides to put aside a portion of the profits that the company make, and he keeps it back to basically reward the business owners for all the hard work that we do. So this incentive basically shows the generosity of Forever. I mean, last year, I don't even know what the percentage is, but Rex gives a massive amount away. As you can see on screen there, some of the checks, they range from something like $4,000 all the way up to over $1 million. You know, imagine getting $1 million check. It's just insane. So you're probably thinking, yeah, it all sounds great, but how do you build a successful business? So just as you would have done with retailing the products, everyone you know is a potential team member as well. So because everybody you know would possibly be interested in earning some extra money each month. So our job is basically to show them the business opportunity that's in front of them. So it could be somebody like a graduate from university, someone that's fed up with work, someone looking for a pension top up, you know, just somebody who's looking for more money just for the extra little fun things in life. And at the end of the day, it's not your decision to prejudge, you know, whether this opportunity is for someone or not. You really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It's just a case of speaking to everybody and showing them the opportunity that's available to them. So how to find people? You basically start by producing a list of everyone that you know, and you'll be coached basically how to do this. You develop your list and then obviously approach people. You then contact them and show them the opportunity, so either face-to-face over a coffee, a text message, video link, Facebook, phone call, however you would normally contact that person. You can then invite them to attend or listen in to a presentation just like this tonight. And then we get you started. So this is where we ask you some really simple questions. So the simple questions are just like, how much do you want to earn, when do you want to earn it by, and how much free time have you got to give to your new business. Then we put together a plan to help you achieve basically what you want in your own time frame. So this is basically all about your goals and what you want from the business. There's no pressure, no demands. It totally gets run at your own pace. The key elements from the previous slide then become a cycle, and your job is basically to complete these tasks consistently every day if you can. That is perfect if you can do it every day, and then you watch how your business grows. It really is that simple. You just follow that cycle round and round. So here we've got just a few testimonials, and there's 2 slides of these. Basically these are people that have achieved amazing success within this business, and as you can see there, they're all from totally different backgrounds. Many of the people that you'll see on screen, I've either met them or heard them speak, and it's it's quite crazy, to be honest, because they are achieving some unbelievable things, and they are just real people, just normal, ordinary people. So as you can see on screen there, we've got a farm manager and surveyor, a broker and a mum. We've got a lawyer, a football coach and a medical doctor, GP. You know, I'm an ex-police officer, now a florist. It's the opportunities there for anybody. So the benefits of our business for you, so it is a proven business cycle. It works, it's worked all around the world for 38 years. There is no need to change it. There's an uncapped earning potential, like I said before. You know, if this wasn't an interactive session and I could ask you all to comment, you know, if you've had a pay rise in line with the cost of living increase over the last few years, I'm probably guessing that most of you wouldn't. You know, the fact this is an uncapped earning potential, it doesn't happen in any jobs. You know, you'll never get told you're earning too much, which is just insane. You dictate what you earn each month, and you really can work towards that. A really exciting part is the fact that the income is willable. So basically this means that you leave your business and the profit that it generates to your children and their children as a legacy. So there's really nothing like this anywhere else. It's completely flexible, and it fits around obviously your current commitments. You fit it into little nuggets of time. So for me, I just gained back a couple of hours an evening just by not watching TV anymore, and to be honest, I've not really missed anything, have I? And that's when I work my business, basically when the kids are gone to bed, just fit in a couple of hours an evening, occasionally a little bit during the day if I can, but obviously being busy, I don't always get that chance. There is obviously full training and support. This is absolutely second to none. We're in the fastest growing team in Europe, and the reason for this is totally clear. It's because of the amazing training infrastructure that's been put together for us. So remember, it's a home-based business. All the training happens from the comfort of your own home, you know, for you to complete at your own leisure whenever you're free. You'll have a dedicated mentor, so you work closely with them and they'll help you achieve everything that you desire. And basically not on your own with this business, you're really not. The support around you is just unbelievable. And the recognition and appreciation. So as I mentioned before, there is nothing I've experienced ever like this in my previous roles, not at all. It makes you feel absolutely amazing, it makes you feel appreciated, and it spurs you on to obviously work harder and achieve more. So will it work for you? Yeah, it will, but only if you take it seriously. You know, like any new venture, you have to commit a bit of time and effort. If you treat it like a business, it'll totally pay you like a business, but if you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. It's simple as that. You know, you need to be self-motivated. This is your own business, so you need to drive it. You need to put that sort of drive behind it. You know, we'll give you all the tools that you need to be successful, but at the end of the day, it's down to you to make it happen. So are you ready to, you know, embrace change and tell everyone about it? At the end of the day, it's not MI5. You can't keep it a big secret. If you don't speak to people, it's not going to work, is it? They're not going to know what you're doing. You're not going to sell things. You know, you're not going to bring people into your business. And you have to be willing to think big and set massive goals. So if you think back to when you were a child, you know, and as you're growing up, your dreams, they just get squashed, don't they, in line with, you know, whatever you think you can achieve or what you think you can afford. We at Forever, we're very like goal orientated, and it's quite bizarre really when you first start. It's a bit cheesy, I suppose. But basically, by having big goals, they're a massive part of your success. So for me, when I first started, I was like 30 years old. I don't think I'd ever set a real goal in my life. You know, now I set them all the time just to push me, and it keeps me focused. So the next steps, this is what you'd need to do. So you need to complete either, there's a paper application, there's an online registration form, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. Just so we know who you are and how to pay you. Then you need to get your hands on some of our amazing products so you can start trying them, feeling the benefits, and then obviously start to share them with others. As I mentioned before, the best way of doing this is our starter pack. And then you get yourself booked in for your first planning meeting, where basically we ask you those really tricky questions like how much do you want to earn, when do you want to earn it by, how much time have you got to commit. So that's in your first planning meeting with your mentor. and then we sit down and put the plan in place and get you off the ground and start earning some money. So just taking you back here to the slide from the beginning, which listed some of the things, you know, why you might be looking at joining Forever. So can you see now how I've just gone through all that, how you can actually achieve whichever part of this cycle it is that you wanted to fulfill? So earning the extra cash, new car, be your own boss, improve your health, you know, obviously the fulfillment and recognition. There's absolutely loads of this within the company. And with all that, it comes a peace of mind, seriously. So you've heard all about the business, and at the minute you'll probably be in one of three places. So you're either unsure, you might have a list of questions. So my advice now would be go back to the person who sent you the link for the presentation tonight, ask them questions, get it all ironed out, you know, sort it out as soon as you can, get all them queries ticked off that you might have. You might be sat there and thinking, no, not for me, and that is absolutely fine. Obviously this business isn't for everybody. So all I would say is please don't walk away without trying our products first. You know, take a look, see how they might make you feel, your family feel. You really can't, you know, walk away without trying the products at least. Or if you was like me, you just want to get started straight away, and that is absolutely fantastic. So if that is you, you know, you need to speak to the person who's invited you tonight and sit down, and they'll basically get you started as soon as possible. So you can't change your life if you won't change your thinking. Remember, if you're doing exactly the same thing you're doing today, in a year's time, you'll be in exactly the same position. So I hope you've enjoyed the presentation tonight. I hope you've got loads of ideas and there's loads of thoughts running through your head and that you won't sleep a wink tonight. Thank you very much.